old. And he brought me a wealth of experience, and he started asking me the tough questions. Big question, he said, are you reading the books that's going to take you where you want to go in the next 5 years? Excellent question. So you want to make sure. I would assume for all of you, to get where you want to be in the next 5 years, you're either reading the right books or you're not. That's kind of a brilliant statement, right? You're either engaged in the disciplines or you're not. But here's what we don't want to engage in. Disillusion. Hoping without acting. You know, wishing without doing. So the key is to take a look and say, where am I? What could I do to make the changes, to make sure that I can take more certain daily steps toward the treasure I want, the mental treasure, the personal treasure, the spiritual treasure, the financial treasure. I don't want to make any errors. Now's the time to adjust my daily program to take me where I want to go. You might draw a little circle. This is where you are. 10 years from now, you could be here, or 10 years from now, you could be here. And the difference in 10 years between here and here could be significant in money and lifestyle, treasures, equity. In 10 years, an incredible difference, but right here, a small difference in the change of discipline, the change of thinking to start you on this journey versus this journey. Now, it's also very important intellectually to know whether or not you're headed this way or this way. And once you decide, 10 years from now, I think that the gathering of my intellectual and personal and spiritual and moral and economic treasure may not be that great. The key is to start right now making these changes to walk this new road. But here's what's exciting to me. Just a few daily disciplines makes a great deal of difference in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Just a few daily disciplines. Whether you wind up here or here. Good question. 10 years from now, you will surely arrive. The question is, where? We don't want to kid ourselves about where. We don't want to kid ourselves about the road we're walking. I had a day shortly after I met Mr. Schoaf called Do Not Kid Myself Anymore Day. I don't want to go disillusioned anymore. You know, I was using the cross-finger theory back when I was 25, 24, 23. I finally decided that the cross-finger theory was not going to get me what I wanted. That isn't where the treasure lies. That I'm going to have to make sure which of these ways I'm headed. But a few reading disciplines and a few disciplines of mind and a few disciplines of activity, and you can make all the difference in the world whether you wind up here or whether you wind up here. But just a few changes. Sometimes we get the idea that we're doing about 10% and there's about 90% more that we need in order to make the difference for our fortune. And probably the opposite is true. We're doing enough things to have bought and shared in the good life so far. And maybe all you need is that extra 5%, 10% of intellectual change, activity change, a refinement of discipline, a refinement of thought. And all we need is the ideas to make those simple changes. And the equity starts gathering in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10. So here's one of the key questions of the evening. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life. What can you do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Good question. What can you do with economic chaos, massive disappointment? What can you do with a broken heart? What can you do when it won't work? Good question. If you want your life to change, here's the source of it all. Ideas plus inspiration. Now, ideas are not that far away. Everything you need is within reach. The ideas you need for life change or business change is within reading reach. It's within listening reach. There's probably a library not too far from you. The problem is, right, there's a library there, but most people drive by. Very few drive in. Do you know how many people own a library card in the United States? 3%. And guess how much they cost? Nothing. Wow. But see, it's within reach. Now, the key is, who's going to reach? There's a simple Bible phrase, and I'm an amateur on the Bible, but here's what it says. If you search, you will find. But it's very important to know that finding is reserved for the searchers. We don't find what we need, we find what we search for. Needing is not the prerequisite to getting value. You can't be a needer, you have to be a searcher. But if you'll search, if you'll try, if you'll go, if you'll listen, ideas are within reach. And ideas are life-changing. There's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come. A business idea, a social idea, an investment idea, good health idea. All you need is just the refinement of an idea to make an impact on your life. Gather treasure, gather equity, gather wealth. Because it doesn't take much to make a significant difference as the time passes. A good note for you to take. We could all use a little coaching. Listen to someone's experiences and see if it might cause for you a little moment of correction so that you can make some changes that'll add up to some extra worth in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. All kinds of ideas, health ideas, enterprise ideas, living a better life ideas. Now, if you're excited and you're ready to change, find out how things work. The first key to doing better is find out. To change your life, really, you need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schultz taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first, I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schultz, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, see, you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. Now, Schultz also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. But capture the ideas in your journal. Find out how things work. Schultz gave me this word for my life change. He said, study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Become a good reader. All of the successful people I know and work with around the world, they're all good readers. Curiosity drives them to read. They got to know. Become a good reader. Now, that's my opinion. Listen to the other lecturers and listen to me and make up your own mind. Don't be a follower. Be a student. Okay? I say, really, for life change, you got to read. One way to learn is from your own experiences, but another way to learn is from other people's experiences. See, one book might save you 5 years if you read it. Did you know there's books on how to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, have a better effect on other people, develop your personality? Did you know there's books on that? And people don't read them? How would you explain that? And they can read? Did you know that hundreds of successful people have written their stories in books and they wrote down how they did it and people don't read it? How would you explain that? The guy's busy, I guess. you get tied up. The guy says, well, yeah, you work where I work. By the time you struggle home, it's late. You got to eat a bite of supper, watch a little TV, get to bed. You can't sit up half the night reading. And the guy's behind on his car payment. Good worker, hard worker, sincere. But you got to be better than sincere and work hard. Otherwise, at the end of your life, you'll wind up cold, stony broke. You got to be better than a good worker. You got to be a good reader. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it. And the other 9/10 went down the drain. Not for lack of opportunity, for lack of information. Now, here's the best human virtue for finding out. Curiosity. Make a note of that. Curiosity. Be curious. You might add a word to it that'll help. Childish curiosity. What will kids do if they want to know something bad enough? Bug you. That's the phrase. They can ask 1,000 questions. You think they're through? They got another 1,000. They'll drive you to the brink. It's a virtue. When you gotta know, be like a child. In fact, Jesus, the master teacher, said, unless you can become like little children, you might as well forget it. You don't have a prayer. Excellent advice. You gotta be like children. 4 ways, in my opinion, to be like a child. Number 1 is curiosity, and number 2 is excitement. Get excited like a child over your ability to make yourself do anything for change. 3rd is faith. Have faith like a child. Adults are too skeptical. And 4th is trust. Trust is a childish virtue, but the rewards are incredible. So be like a child.
Now, there's millions of books, so you can't read all the books. But here's what I mean by read all the books. Read all the books you need to read to make your fortune, become powerful, influential, healthy, prosperous, aware.
Okay, guys. Greetings, everyone. Okay, I see Timmy, I see David, I see Bammer, I see Noah, I see Valovista, I see Abiodun, I see Joseph, I see Rich Coach. Welcome to today's session. How are we guys doing? So briefly, I want to know if you can hear me. Just drop a comment so I can literally see your comment if you can hear me clearly. How are we doing? And we haven't had a live session for a week now or 2, and that is because of this season I'm traveling a lot. Like, I'm always on the move. I think in the past 2 to 3 weeks I've been to 3 different countries already. So I've constantly been on the move. I've been from one country to another country. So I'm just having the time of my life. Okay. So I just told myself that no matter where I am at whatever point in time, I could literally just make sure I create out the time to have our Sunday Crypto Capital Show. And this is our 50th episode. The 50th episode. I can recall very, very well what I mentioned about the 52nd episode being a very great one, and how we should come up with something for this. So we have like 2 more episodes to go before that one as well. Okay, I can see our comments saying that we are loud and clear. Greetings. If you haven't shared the video, it's very important for you to share the video as well. Bama says very, very good house apps. Fine, very fine. I obviously have left there as well, actually. I've left there as well. Okay. I was thinking something very important in my head today. Something that is very important, and every one of us needs to pay much attention to it. And that is I've thought about this before now, about the law of diffusion, innovation diffusion theory. The law of innovation diffusion theory. I've thought about it before when I was talking about how every innovation that comes into being, technological innovation, moves from one stage to another, and then it gets to a particular stage whereby it gets fully adopted globally, and that's like the final stage of acceptance, isn't it? And then we used crypto as an example. We use various other technologies, right? But we now use crypto as an example to now show the stage crypto currently is, the stage it was many years ago, and where it is currently. Now, the world is moving so fast. And by 2030, which is precisely going to be like, let's say 5 years from now, everything you have ever known about technology, about life, about food, about the media is going to be changed and transformed in a way that you have never thought possible and imagined. The world is getting to that stage. Crypto is just crypto. What crypto came to do, what blockchain technology came to do, it has done it. It has done it. With the coming in of our first ever crypto president, Donald Trump, is setting the stage, is setting the global stage for it, meaning the major job has been done. And what is bigger is the innovation, the disruption that is about to hit every other aspect of our life. In fact, when we talk about AI, for example, I talk about AI 2.0 being the advanced form of AI. It's me trying to talk about the fact that we have not even maximized the extent of the level of disruption and innovation AI is about to do in the world. We haven't even scratched it. Everything you know about this world is going to change in the next 5 years. But I want to talk about where is important, because this is not me talking about you. You guys know I'm a futurist. I predict things ahead of things that happens in the globe scene economically and stuff. But I want to talk about the side that is very, very important to us, and that's where my attention is now. The area that is very important to us, and that area is there was a time in this world we never had millionaires. Millionaires never existed in this world. There was no such thing as a millionaire. But what happened is that we started having countries became millionaires. And then when countries become millionaires, we start having parastatals, agencies becoming millionaires. And then we start having what we call companies becoming millionaires. Then we started having individuals becoming millionaires. So the word millionaire became a thing. These are the 4 stages of financial evolution before it accepted globally. The term comes in, the possibility comes in. Over the years, there came to a time that we started having countries becoming billionaires. And then after countries, we started having parastatals, agencies becoming billionaires. They had capitalization up to billions, so they could not qualify to be billionaires per se. And then after then, we now started having companies, private companies, public companies becoming billionaires, hitting billion-dollar capitalization. And then we now started having individuals, people, humans like me and you becoming billionaires. This is how the world has ever evolved. Even before there was something as millionaires, it was just Tanzanians alone existed. Now, we are in an era whereby we have countries already that are worth trillions. They have hit trillions market capitalization. We have agencies and parastatals that have worth trillions. And then a few years ago, we had Amazon. Is it Amazon, right? Is it Amazon or Apple? Sorry, we had Apple. Apple became the first company, public company, private company to hit $1 trillion in market capitalization. What was that signaling? It was signaling that the next stage is we are about to start having human beings, men, women, individuals who will become trillionaires. We are about to start having them. That's the area. That's the area we're in. We're about to have in the next 1, 2, 3 years, we'll have people who become trillionaires. So what we know as, what we see as, we are admiring as, okay, billionaires being so millionaires now, billionaires will become like millionaires. Let me use that word. And trillionaires will become like billionaires. And there's a higher, so the moment we start seeing that individuals will start becoming trillionaires, and I'm talking now within the next 5 years, by 2030, before 2030, the next thing that's going to happen is there's another level higher than trillionaires, that countries will start hitting those capitalization. And then parastatals, agencies will start hitting those capitalizations. And by 2030, we will now have companies that would hit those levels, and then we'll have whatever leons that comes. What does this mean? It means that the flow of money is growing to a point whereby being a millionaire in dollars will be like having nothing. And how am I going to put this down? We're getting to a stage whereby the poor will become very, very poor. They'll become poorer. And why? Because by the time you become a billionaire in dollars, you'll be equivalent to somebody who's already earning 6 figures. When I begin to think about this, the innovation hitting the world, the innovation hitting the globe, and how it affects the finance sector with the flow of money that moves from governments to parastatals agencies, down to private companies, and then to individuals. As we speak already, there's currently at least 4 to 5 individuals that are about to clock the $1 trillion level in the next 2 to 3 years. And we'll start having more people. What does this now mean for you? This means that if you had a goal before now, and you're yet to achieve that financial goal, if you don't achieve it faster, on time, in the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, it may be obsolete, because the world is moving so fast that if you're static, it will be as if you're left behind. The world is moving at a pace. Peter Drucker calls it overwhelming complexity, tremendous competition, accelerated change. This is how fast the world is moving. And just imagine that if you're driving, you're on the driveway, and then all the cars are moving, and then you're not moving, you're just there. It will assume that you are going backwards. You will feel like you're going backward, even though you're static. Why? Because every other car is moving. And that's how the world is moving, even the financial sectors. Countries are evolving. So we're having countries now that are adopting, right? Countries right now, we're having countries now that are going to be adopting cryptos, adopting blockchains. Whatever you're seeing, memes being created. I know you make some funny statements. Even me, I made some funny statements about President rugging us and all that. All these things you are seeing is not what is. Now, there's a difference between what is happening and what is going on. These are two different things. What you're seeing, what everybody is seeing, is what is happening. That countries, they are creating meme coins. And then what you're not seeing is what is going on. That everything you're seeing that is taking place right now in these countries creating this is all an experiment of a bigger picture. Now, how does this concern you? I'm going somewhere. How does this concern you? As of the recent report, we have approximately over 500 to something million people who are doing crypto. So they said we have, is it 7 billion people in the world? So we have 560, or 550 million. So around that figure, 560 million people is doing this crypto. So this crypto that you're coming live now, we have about 600 and something persons on this call. You're watching me, the other people watching. I have about 500 and something million people. A lot of people, millions of people are doing these things in this crypto. Now, what is interesting is that in these 560 million people, hundreds of millions of people that are doing this crypto, only 172,000 of them actually have more than $1 million in cryptos. To make it easier for you to understand this, only about 0.05% are actually millionaires in crypto. I wish I was with a pen here. Out of 100%, remove 90%, we have 10%. Remove 95%, we have 5%. Remove 99%, we have 1%. Now remove that 99.5%, we now have zero. We don't even have up to 1% of the crypto's population that are actually millionaires. What does this mean? It means that the same way we used to say the whole world system is rigged against you, even the crypto you're doing itself is rigged against you. So what are the millions of people doing? What are the millions of people who are wasting time every time they are trying to do this? They are jumping online. What are they doing with all the time? Because a lot of people, the fact is, everyone who is coming here, they're coming online because they want to make money, we want to make progress, we want to make a lot of money, a lot of gains in this market. But the question is, if this is also stacked against me, the question is, why then do we have this percentage of people? Sometimes people, you might be asking, how come I knew these things? I knew it because, it's just like if you listen to the video that was playing, I think someone said that he's going to watch the video before. The video that was playing before was Jim Rohn. If you follow me for a long time, you know Jim Rohn. You will know Jim Rohn is one of my life role models, right? He's late. Jim Rohn is late, but he's one of my life role models. I listen to him a lot. I've listened to all the teachings Jim Rohn has ever had in his life. See, he died. As long as he's on the internet, I've listened to it. If it's 500, I've listened to all of them. If it's 300, 1,000, I've listened to all of them. So if you listen to what Jim Rohn said, he said that you say you want to be successful, for example, but you don't study success. You say you want to be rich, but you don't study riches. How can you become something you do not study? Now, there's a difference between, what's the word I'm going to use now? Educating yourself and going to school. We've always had this statement whereby people be like, school is not important and all these things and stuff and whatnot. And then they give examples of people who do not go to school, but they are successful. Now, let me use those people now. Those people that somebody did not go to school doesn't mean the person is not educated. If you want to use it, a typical example is you go to a place like Onitsha in Nigeria, right? You go to Onitsha main market and meet one of those major dealers there. And then ask them anything about the business they are doing. Those men can sit you down and educate you very well on how their business works. They know everything about what they are doing so as to get to the success that they are experiencing. And that's why they are able to have, what do you call it? Again, people that are training, apprentice. I lived in Onitsha for a while, so I know how it is. I lived in Onitsha for a very long time. Because I'm using it as an example, as a case study. These men may not have gone to school. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them may not have gone to school to learn the things you are being taught, the ABC, but they are educated enough. Why? Because the difference between going to school and education is they're educated, means they are teaching themselves, not somebody else teaching them. They've taught themselves. Now, in the crypto you are doing, how have you been navigating the right education? Because this is it. If you listen to what I just said now, whatever I'm saying right now is verifiable. You can go and search it, go and Google, go and check the data. On-chain data is there. Whatever I'm saying is based on on-chain data. So you can go and check it for yourself. Now, when I discovered this, I did this myself. I did this like a year, 2 years ago. And when I did, I already made my first 6 figures, multiple 6 figures in crypto. So, but I was like, I have not hit this 7-figure mark. I want to hit it. That was what I was telling myself then. I want to hit it. How am I going to hit it? And I said, how many people have actually gotten to this point safe? You see that most of these people are just blabbing. And I did the research. By the grace of God, I'm there, but I'm restless. I'm not happy. I'm there, but I should be more than where I am. Yes. Because if you look at, I did further research of people who have over $100 million. So you call them centi millionaires or so, over $100 million in cryptos, and they are not up to 500. So this means the other percentage of people, that those of us who have, maybe if you have $1 million portfolio, $2 million, $3 million, 3, 4, 5, 50, 10, 20, you're still in that category. But the major category of $100 million and above, they are just less than 500 persons. Now, what level are you in? Where are you heading for? So the question I ask myself is, okay, if let's say I am a millionaire in crypto now, but I want to move from being a millionaire to be a centi-millionaire, right? I want to cross over $100 million, $200 million. See, it's not you should know that the internet is, the more you look, the less you see it. Some of the people who may be camouflaging they have it don't have it. What I'm telling you now is based on pure on-chain data. We don't have up to 500 persons that are worth over $100 million in crypto in the world. Now, if you look at what I'm saying, one of the things you now begin to understand is, and I ask myself, okay, if let's say we have just about 400 persons who are worth $100 million, what do these 400 persons know that I don't know, that I need to know? How are they playing their card well that can help me scale? What do? I study. I start applying it. I start seeing change and results. I start growing. Now, let me go down to your level. Let's say you have not even made 6 figures. You've not made up to $100,000 before in crypto. Now the question is, what are the things that Shifu has taught? What are the strategies that Shifu has taught that I was not paying attention to, that I need to start paying attention to, so I won't be making silly mistakes? Because if I'm doing what everybody is doing, I will end up getting what everybody is getting. And if 99% of people are getting less results, I will end up nowhere. So what are they doing that I need to do? What is the normal? What is the difference? Those who are earning who already what 6 figures, what is different from the majority? Those who are what 7 figures, what's different from the majority? That lies in your growth secrets. Now let's talk about the markets. Because whatever I'm teaching, I like using practical examples, as you guys know very well. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense to some people. I'm just trying to open some people's eyes a bit. Let some people have some light bulb moments. Now, okay, I wasn't even looking at the comment section. I will go to the comment section briefly. Okay. Greetings, Neuron. Greetings, my Shifu. Neuron Alpha. How are you doing? Fine. Good evening, boys. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Comnotch. Good evening, Shifu. Greetings, Solution. Kufre. Good evening, Shifu. How are you doing, boss Kufre? To join the Bull Run group is not too late. Join us now. Yes, guys. If you haven't joined the Bull Run group, make sure you join for your own good. You join or you don't join. I will keep on getting richer. It's for your own good. If you want to help your life, you should know what to do. Who is the man talking at the beginning of this life? I've mentioned his name, Jim Ron. Jeffrey, good evening, Shifu. Jeff, how far? What's popping, Jeff? Are you good? Shifu, you're looking so young in this broadcast, young and fresh. Thank you. Great, good evening, Sir Shifu. Greetings, Thames. How are you? Monachi, Stella, good evening, Shifu. Olushula, Lazarus, evening. Gochuku, Choice, Zemira, good evening, Daddy. Greetings, everyone. J-Boy. Griffins, guys. Griffins. So let's talk about the market. Bitcoin is going to run up to 105,000, 108,000 and above this week. It's going to run up this week. So if you're not like so these are some trades we entered in, right? This is Ripple trade we entered in from here. This was what first entry, second entry, third entry, still moving up. But if you know how to trade, you could literally like see that it's about to come down. So it's going to come down again before continue going up. But I'll talk about it. So the reason it's going to come down is because of Bitcoin is coming down. So Bitcoin is retracing, so it's going to retrace. So it just, if you look at Doge has the same like pattern with Ripple. That's what it's doing here too. It's retracing down a bit as well. Using the bull run group, this was our first entry at 0.2. So we are way up. Then this was second entry here as well. So it's coming down too as well. And then it will also pick up as Bitcoin decides to pick up. Then I personally, I did not enter this, right? But I know I did analysis on this, but I didn't enter it. Or maybe I entered and I closed because I can't be in so many trades at the same time. But there was Peep, there's Bonk, I just feel like both of them is going to be a bit slow in a way. So I was just more comfortable with Ripple, Dogecoin, and BNB, obviously. Very nonsense guy. BNB has been a very nonsense guy. Okay, so this was our entry on this here. It rose up, so it should still go higher. I expect like it should go to get back to 700 and stuff. But let's look at the main guy. Then Ondo too. Ondo is also really good. Like for this week, Ondo is good. Ondo is really, really good. But I don't think if I still have a position here. But if one wants to enter Ondo is the kind of way one can enter now and then use here, like you can use here as your stop loss, and then set your TP here. This is a clear trade for Ondo. This is a 1 to 3 RR. 1 to 3 RR. Ondo is valid if someone wants to enter in an Ondo. So, but overall BTC. So this was our first. This was 2 weeks ago. We did this analysis, and it triggered from here at 91K. Don't know if you guys remembered. If you check the previous sessions, you would see when I did this that BTC is going to bounce from here and it should go higher. So this was what we drew. Come in. Let me use the daily chart. So this first, the first arrow, the first white one that shows it comes down and go was the first major one that we said is going to happen. So it triggered here. Has it gone as high as we expect? Not yet. So it's just in between the zones. In between the zones. Then we had the second entry level area where it has been dancing, and it's still dancing in this area too. It's going to continue going high from here. It's going to pick from here. So maybe it's going to dance to that 96K, and then from 96K it buys up for the week. But I'm going to use this as an example. Now, let's say, for example, if you even like in the, for example, in the from January to this, I haven't taken more than, apart from even the leverage futures trades, everything I've been taking, every step I've been taking, which most times, majority, some of them I share on our live stream, but majorly I communicate on the Bull Run group, or I post. Everything I've been taking has been strategic. And between this January and now, which is just barely 2 months, I've made more money than the whole of 2024 combined. The whole of 2024 combined within just this 2 months. Now, let me give you an example of what a lot of people do. A lot of people will keep on tripping their bags. And they'll keep on tripping. You know, when round trip is, they are going around in a circle, and they will end up almost nowhere. A lot of people will try to force trades that shouldn't be in. Let me give an example. When Trump came, those of you knew when I shared Trump, I capitalized a lot on Trump. I made so much emphasis on Trump. Both leverage everywhere, going up or coming down, blah, 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 or buying it on chain. Now, the question is, all these other presidents that launched and people lost their money, why did I not emphasize on them? Did I not see them? Why did I not call them? Because I knew how it will end. Even the Trump itself, I knew the time I told you guys that I've sold off, I've washed my hands, I've left it. If I carried the gains I had to chase these other presidents launching, what would have happened? I would have lost all the money I made from Trump. But that's what 90% of people in crypto will do, and that's why they will never make it. It's like an adrenaline that is pushing them. Now we're seeing an ETH record a lot of bangers between January into February. Orc AI did well, and a couple of these coins moved. Then when the market sentiment began to shift, I started having BTC delay and Ethereum dropping badly. We now started having, I think we had there was this project I was talking about a lot that dipped, and they said they're going to launch on Sol. I've forgotten the name of that project, but there's a project I was talking about a lot that has not really gone up. The rest, we got, but this particular one has not gone up. But I've forgotten the name. I don't know. It's escaped my head. But there's a particular project I was talking about that was an ETH that has not actually gone up, and it went, people stomped it and it sold down a lot. But I wanted to use it, and I think they said they're going to launch on Sol, but they will relaunch on Sol or be relaunched on ETH or so. And then a lot of projects that are supposed to launch held back. They're waiting for the market sentiment. When that happened, people are talking something better. This one is talking of DUP. Are you in the past or you're in the future? We're talking in the future. You're talking you're in the past. Olushola Lazarus, are you in the past? I don't know about this year. You're talking of who is talking about you. Oh, good. Oh, back to what I was saying. So I think they said they are going to relaunch. Let me check my this, and I'm going to see it. It's going to pop up. Proof. I mean, so many. Okay, I think Vortex, right? Vortex. Thank you. The Chinwenum just helped me. You're correct. The Vortex guys, they're the ones who said they're going to do a relaunch, right? People sold them, whatever. So when that happened, what did I do? I just told myself, Uncle, it's time to pack your bag and wait. Don't rush this market. Just chill. Instead, go and set positions on leverage that will pick up and trade it. Don't force the markets. Don't try to, you want to search every day. You will kill yourself. You will just kill yourself. Instead, get in on things that you know that, okay, you're confident in. You have certain things which I don't want to talk about, but you know that you're on display and that you're just chill. We are just chill. Because at the end of the day, while you're trying to do what's this called? While you're trying to do what we call gambling across so many things, how many people do you think actually gambles their way to get to success on a scale of 1 to 1,000, or 1 to 10,000, or 1 to 100,000? How many? You have to be strategic this year. Now, I talk about the market. It's going to peak. It's going to do well. I just showed up some charts. Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum. No, I didn't show Ethereum. Ripple, Doge, and stuff. They will move up. Bitcoin is going to move too. Now, imagine how long it's been taking Bitcoin to do this movement. He wants to move now. He's just been dancing a Willow Locumba. He wants to move to 108,000, but he's just been dancing. How long? It's just been rigmaroling. And then let's say you capitalized on it and it moves. based on how you know you want to capitalize on it. As it moves, what is going to happen in the markets? Everybody in the crypto market will start being happy. Online, Twitter, everybody is going to be very, very bullish. The fear and greed index will increase, greed will increase, people become bullish. Then the week after, what do you call after effects? There's always what they call the after effects. Projects will start launching. But I'm also forecasting, right, which I told us that March is going to be bearish. Bitcoin is going to drop badly to like 70 something thousand in the month of March. So this means that whatever movements that is happening this week into next week, someone like me now, and Lily, I will run for my life. I will leave the market. But guess what? This is when people will become very, very excited about the market. And even for a few days, Bitcoin might just even continue staying that bullish. And some coins will just, altcoins will be picking up and boom, boom. And then we now have another smackdown. What will happen? Some people will be destroyed. And this is the funny thing. Some of the coins we buy, we go out of, if they are destroyed, they'll just go out of oblivion. Once they are destroyed, they'll just go out of oblivion. I've been, for example, so the question I ask myself is, instead of me, or how I'm going to put this now, I'm trying to personalize it so it sinks in. As this opportunity begins to come, as it becomes greener, projects about to launch, I share. Money is going to be made. Look, all the launches, in fact, every single launch that I've shared, that's okay, this is about the launch from January to dates. Every single one of them that I was looking at, all of them printed money for me. All of them printed money for me. And the truth is, as they printed money this season, I already knew that, okay, this is how this market is going to be. Everybody is thinking how to run. You run. There are only few that you know that, okay, you believe that that has potential, and you're not going away. But in the month of March will be a lot of opportunities, right? The market is going to retrace, a lot of opportunities are going to be there. But what I'm saying is, do not get caught up with what 99% of people are doing. You will not be able to have the kind of results that the less than 1% are having. Because we're not approaching the market where everybody's approaching the market. So now, even the leverage I'm trading, I'm not trading it like that. Like the way everybody's trading it. So I give these informations, I give these entries to, let's say, those in the bull run group and all that. Entries get triggered, you make money out of them. And sometimes you make really good money out of them. Towards the end of the week, I close these trades. Maybe next week, I close the rest trades, whatever. I'm not in any leverage positions any longer. So what I'll be looking out for, okay, a possible entry to short the market. Maybe just 2-3 assets. And then when I get opportunity, I enter. Then what about the new launches? Make sure I capitalize on them as they come in. And then look at the protocols that you knew that, okay, are there activities that to come? For example, I've been talking about Shield, right? I posted Shield a couple of times. The utility of Shield, I think they said it's going to be live this week while entering it. Nothing has happened as it should be. And the only thing that I feel, should I say, that is pinning me for Shield is the fact that I top blasted at 3 million. I top blasted at 3 million, and then it retraced to, I think it retraced to 900 or 1 million or so. Then it's bouncing back up, but I should have waited a bit longer to buy at that 1 million, because before I will get to break even to get to 3 million, and it will go higher, right? It will go high, but I just felt that maybe if I waited a bit more, I would have been able to buy more, and I would have had more quantity, right? Because I think I bought it about I probably about 13 BNB or so. Cumulatively, everything I spent was like 13-14 BNB or so. What I used in buying it. So It was part of my buys that some persons dumped on me, but I bought a lot of money at that around that 3 million range or so, and it's already bouncing back up. So maybe later on I could just decide to just buy more and so another. As it picks up, it's gonna pick and it's gonna do so well. It's gonna do really, really well, right? It's gonna do really, really well. And considering narratives now, narratives and the chain narratives. Look at what is happening on BNB. Look at what's happening on the BNB chain. Look at how the BNB chain is thriving. But the truth is, even though we say the BNB chain is thriving, a lot of coins are moving very well. The truth is, how many of those coins did you make 5,000% inside? Or did you make 10,000% inside? Or did you make 2,000% inside? And how many of those coins have you lost? So you have to think differently. When you look into a chain, you look into a trend, you ask yourself is, which protocol platforms give me the highest probability of profits here? And I want to stick to it and maximize it. If people have known very, I've been practically emphasizing, not just teaching it, I just practically maximize opportunities, milk it. See something like Shield now, I will maximize Shield as well. When it picks up and it moves, it will be milk. Nothing has been spent. Look at the protocol. Nothing has been spent on marketing on that project. Nothing has been spent on marketing on that project. And it's already moving up. So imagine when volumes of money is being spent on marketing for the protocol, what happens? It will definitely move up. But if I'm saying, okay, I want to be impatient, I want to sell off, there's no guarantee that whatever I'm going to go and buy, it will actually increase my money. Maybe it will just even make me lose everything. Because there's a lot of you that have made these same mistakes. So what is evolving so fast? Even the crypto you're in is evolving fast. You need to understand that the system is rigged against you, except we always talk about the essence of right connections, right relationships, right informations. But this is not me talking about those ones now. These are like, should I say, they are facts that anybody that has sense or common sense should know that these things are facts. Network. What network am I in? Who do I know that knows me? Who am I connecting and sharing value with? Value for? What groups? What paid networks? What paid platforms am I in? Last week I paid a friend, which I met him in Netherlands. So he has a particular tool, one of these AI agents. He has an AI agent that helps you to scout out some project and stuff as well. And then if you pay him, he gives you access into his private group. He has a private group as well. He's a big person. I paid him to join his private group because why did I pay him? It's not even because of the AI agent. It's because of the group. If I'm in that platform, I will get access to information, and that's how it fits. It's happening. In fact, the rise of private groups, paid groups right now is increasing. Is increasing in the space. For example, if we have there's this is it AIXBT now or so? It's one of those AI agents whereby they share projects at a very early stage. It's high in value. For you to have access to their private network, you need to own how many percent of the supply? As of the time when I bought that coin, what I spent was somewhere around $5,000. But today, because of the way some of the calls did so well, people were rushing into it. I think the price is somewhere around $90,000 or so. So somebody, you need to buy $90,000 worth of that coin, then lock it, stake it, for you to not have access into the inner circle. You're locking it and staking it. Now, what's the guarantee that that $90,000 you're staking is not going to fumble, or something's not going to happen, or they won't hack the platform? And how many people in crypto right now we have $90,000 to just stick and throw because they want to be a part of a group? And those of us who got in, it's not because I put in $90,000. So I won't carry $90,000 and stick it. But when I bought at $6,000 or so. That's before the token went up in value. People started rushing and all that. And the only reason why someone like me might be getting some of this things early is because of my understanding of value, how I don't joke with paying for value and connecting to the right platforms. So I'm always in a constant flow of informations in the right network. So recondition yourself, right? Solana will have an inflow. Some Solana projects will have an inflow this season, and there'll be a lot of bouncing back, a lot of launches. Ethereum very soon we have the same effect. Once it starts happening, capitalize on it. Don't forget what we're expecting to happen in the month of March, right? The market now have talked about what is going to happen as per Bitcoin, Ripple, Doge. I gave Ondo as well. Capitalize on it for this week. Take advantage of it. I gave emphasis on Shield, on BSC. Capitalize on this. As I've said this since I said, as simple as it, they are powerful. They are informations. They are money. And then see how you can go back to your drawing board, reconstruct your approach. What have you been doing right? What have you been doing wrong? What have you, even those who are doing airdrops, for example, if you've been doing airdrop in a particular way, and it's giving a particular level, ask yourself what is the best way you are going? Because even me, I still do airdrops. But I don't do airdrop the way everyone is doing airdrop. Out of, let's say, if there are 10 projects I want to farm, for example, now, maybe it's only 3 I'm going to give very good attention. I will give 3 the biggest attention. The other ones will just be there, but those 3 I give biggest attention. Why? Because maybe there's certain probabilities and information I have that makes me very certain of these 3 and 2. And it always rewards me heavily. Because you can't give the same energy to all of them and end up where you should be. It's not possible, except you have a certain level of leverage. And some leverage is maybe a large network and stuff and whatnot as well. And I don't even always post. Most times, some of the referrals, I just allow it for the people who are admins on the airdrop channel and let them be posting their own referrals and stuff. Personally, I just do the ones I can do, connect my money and just farm my stuff. But I come up with, okay, this will be the way that will work for me. This way that will benefit me. Let me do it like this. And I will capitalize and make. You have to think different. You have to think different. You have to think different. If it's the only thing you're going to get into this live session, I'll be happy for you. I'll be happy for you because I know you're going to go back to your drawing board. You're going to go back to whatever you're doing wrong, whatever adjustments you need to make. And then you're going to try to see how you can make them as well. And there was something I know I promised on picking winners for the Twitter X engagements and for the Bull Run group. I've been having a very hard time knowing who I want to pick for the month of January because I don't believe in what there's a saying, I don't believe in casting my peers to swine. I don't want to just pick, I want it to be someone that is worth it and values it. So this week, maybe tomorrow, do I have time tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think I have time. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, I'm going to pick 1 or 2 persons, and then I'm going to announce it on my Twitter X. So someone is going to have lifetime access to the bull run group, and then somebody else is going to get a bulk cash prize of 100,000 naira. So 2 winners are going to be announced separately, and that is going to cover for January, which I haven't announced. I haven't forgotten. It's been in my mind, but I've been busy and I've just been enjoying my life. So I'm going to do that tomorrow as well, to pick the winner for the cash prize and the winner for the bull run group as well. Okay. Bye for now, guys. It's good to have you all on the session. I hope we learned something. I hope we took something. I hope today's session was insightful for us. It was more of a talk. Bye for now, everyone. See you all when we see again.